Hole number one starts out a nice little warm-up hole, par 3, 290 feet downhill. Really no trouble unless you make trouble. Chris Dickerson leads us off with his putter. Putter's a popular choice for pros here. And that's pretty much how you do it. Austin Couch, same shot. A little high for him. He's going to finish left, but he can make that putt. Gort, looks like he might have a mid or a putter, and that is a perfect line and a perfect result. Last up, Josh Easterling with a putter or a mid, I can't tell. Finishes just a little bit left, but parked. Austin Couch circles edge. He would have been upset if he'd missed that bird. Josh Easterling, about 20, and he's not happy. Tap in for Chris. Easy birdie. And Gort right there as well. Good birds. Par for Easterling. Warm up is over. Hole number 2 is a long, hard par 3, 360 over the road between the trees, finishing right into a nice clearing. These guys can get to the green. Chris Dickerson. Backhand turnover, that's perfect. It just never fades. He should be parked. Austin Couch, looks like a nice smooth mid-range. Just across the road. He can still make that. Bryan Gort breaking out the driver. Turns it over nicely. Left finish here is fine. And Josh Easterling last up. Snaps a forehand, saws it off, but he'll have a good upshot. Here it is. He's still about 150 out and parks it. Pars here is fine for most of the field. Gort misses his long one, but will get his par. Chris Dickerson inside circle's edge. We're right at it. Nice bird. Austin Couch gets a lot of birdies here, but he takes a par today. Josh Easterling for his par and Bryan for his. Hole 3 is a small little S-curve that is tough to hit. I moved this basket probably 80 feet and it went from 90% pars and birdies to 10%. It is a hard little hole. And I don't know how these guys do it forehand. Chris goes backhand. I like that shot. And that should be parked. Austin has got a great forehand. Stands it up. And that'll be circle's edge. A little outside. Bryan Gort with the backhand. That's safe. Put it up high and turn it over. Plenty of room there. Just a long putt, but open. Josh Easterling with that tough forehand. Let's see what he can do with it. Stood up too long, and that's roller country. He's going to go with a high forehand. No, I think he couldn't make up his mind, but he put it up there. Austin with a tough putt through the trees. Barely missed. Gort lipped out. We'll take his par. Dickerson ended up 15, 18 left. Great birdie. Good par for Josh. Tap in for Bryan. And Austin finishes his par. Hole 4 is 440 uphill to the right. It's par 3, but it is brutal. A high turnover or a strong forehand will get you there. Chris Dickerson. Chris Dickerson might try to roll this. For some reason I think he did. Backhand roller up that hill. There's not much room to work with. Barely hits a tree on the right side and it straightens him out. But that'll be an easy 3. Forehand for Austin Couch. He's got a pretty massive forehand. But he snaps it a little too hard, a little too straight. Gort gonna try the backhand turnover. And it's early, but gets a nice drop. Easterling, I've never seen his forehand. Well, that's how you do it. That'll smooth right up the center of the fairway. A good long run at birdie. Gort for his upshot. Big backhand turnover. And just a little sharp. Never faded. Dickerson with his upshot. Nothing fancy, just going for his par. Austin is in the funk, but lays it up nicely. Let's see what Josh can do. He gave it a run. That was nice. Tap in for his par. See if Gort can salvage his par. Just short. He'll have to settle for a bogey. Most bogeys come on this hole from trying for the birdie. Tap in par for Chris and Josh. Hole 5 from the top position is smooth and it bends right to left, but then finishes dead straight for a long way. Narrow corridor. Chris is going to smooth the putter down there. Just got to stay off those right trees. Skip up. And he'll have a long putt. Left it a little bit right. Austin Couch. The mid-range. I think the mid-range is perfect for this hole. High and right. Will he? No. Touched on the right side. The downhill of this hole makes it tricky. Josh Easterling. Got him a driver. Too high for a driver. He'll have a long run. Let's see what Bryan can do. Looks like he's got a fairway. Sawed it off left. Took a couple limbs with him. Josh Easterling. Love that nice, soft, floaty forehand. And he really came close. Bryan is not where he wants to be. I usually roll out of there because of that. Those trees are just too tight on the right. Austin with a 75-footer. Just missed on the right. One more for Bryan. Chris should have this. It's only 25 feet. Barely, but he got it. Bryan to clean up. Ooh. Would have been a bogey. Gonna be a tap-in double. Easterling taps in for his par. Couch for his. Hole 6, you finally get to air one out. 750 downhill. Most people go right as long as they can, long and strong. But 2 big shots will get you there for a 3. Chris Dickerson up first. He's lined up like he's going to take the Annie route around the left side, which can get you more distance, but brings some danger into play. But not for him. He threw a roller. That thing's gone. Gone. That had to be 500, that roller. Looks like Couch is going around the right side. It's for a safe bomb, but he's got a gun, so it's fine. Dead center. That's where you want to be. Oh, he slipped over the hill. Josh Easterling lining up right side as well. Just stand it up, let it go. He got over that little mohawk. It's perfect. Gort lining up for an Annie, maybe roller. Looks roller. That's really great angle. Oh, he got a little unlucky. I thought that angle was perfect. He rolled OB. Second shot from out of bounds. And puts it out to the right perfectly for that right to left green. 20 feet. Good shot. Austin Couch with his forehand approach. Perfect left to right. Really had a chance if it didn't hit the tower. Josh Easterling, second shot. Puts it out there nicely to the left and let it finish up that hill. Forehand approach is perfect for this hole. A little bit long. Circle's edge. Chris Dickerson left himself in the long grass, but he's way down there. I bet he's only got 270 to go. He's not going to be happy with that. Just outside circle's edge. Par for Josh. He misses his par. He'll have to settle for, or misses his birdie rather. He'll have to settle for par. These guys are really expecting to get 3, not 4 on this hole. Chris Dickerson for his birdie putt. Nice. Bryan Gort, great upshot, 20 feet after his OB, saves par. It's a great save. Tap in for Couch. And then there's Josh Easterling's. Hole 7 is our signature hole over the creek with the railroad in the background. 500 feet downhill, these guys can park it all day long. Creek's not really in play for them. Wide open green, but protected by trees on right and left. Chris Dickerson usually makes this look easy. I don't see any wind out there. Just hangs out to the right and lets it work back to the green. It's perfect. Parked. Austin Couch. Same shot. It's gonna hang out a little bit further right than he wants, but he'll have a putt if he got around that pine. Josh Easterling. Let's see what he has backhand. He's been throwing forehand. Crushed. That'll come back perfect. Right there. Great shot. And Bryan Gort. Never turned over. Might have sawed it off. Let's see where it ends up. Oh. Short of the creek, I think. It's upshot, and he'll be able to tap in for his birdie. This one's set up as a par 4 for us mortals who can't throw 500. Austin from behind the bush for his eagle. Misses it. He'll tap in for a bird. Josh Easterling, great eagle. Dickerson, tap in eagle. Must be nice. Beautiful. Austin taps in for bird, Bryan for par, and hole 8. Hole 8 plays 455, starts in the woods, finishes uphill. It's really a technical first shot if you want an easy second shot. First shot is everything on this hole. Chris Dickerson, let's see if he goes for placement or over the creek. Looks like he's got a putter. He's just going to put it out there in the open. That's where you want to be. Josh Easterling looks like he's lining up forehand. Still going for the layup, but that's going to ooch right up next to the creek. That's perfect. Perfect. Shortest possible second shot from this side of the creek. Austin Couch with his putter. He's going to put it right over there on the left side as well. Work. Let's see what Bryan's going to do. What's he lining up here? Thumber. That is wrapping around nicely to the left side. Got robbed by the tree. Chris Dickerson's tucked a little tighter to the left than he'd like to be. Forehand putter. I don't know how he's going to get a putter all the way there, but it's Chris Dickerson. And he does. Scoots it right up under the basket. Amazing shot. Josh Easterling from his perfect drive. Saws it off a little bit, comes in early, probably circles edge. Austin Couch, it's upshot. He's parked. Josh tries to run it forehand, softy, misses it. And Bryan Gort, great bird. Tap in for Austin's par. Josh's tap in for par. And Chris's tap in for birdie. Hole 9 is a real easy 280 uphill. Just, you only mess it up if you mess it up. Everybody expects to get this one. Chris Dickerson with his trusty putter that he can throw a mile. Saws it off a little bit and is not going to be real happy with that putt on this hole. Bryan's got driver. High and left. It's going to leave him about 70 feet. Josh Easterling forehand. Forehand's pretty popular here. Just air it out, let it come back. Great shot, parked. Austin Couch. Looks like a mid-range. It's a little bit right, but will work fine. Kind of a long putt. Bryan Gort from about 75. A little short left, but he can tap in. Chris for a 45 footer. First one he's missed today, I think. Austin with a forehand run around the tree. He got a little bit robbed there. Josh Easterling. Bryan taps in for his par. Chris for his par. Austin for his par. And last but not least, Josh. And really 4 pars, and they're not real happy. Hole 10 is a little tricky. Starts uphill, finishes downhill. 320 feet. Everybody expects to get it, but if you don't play that downhill finish, then you're not going to be close to the basket. Chris Dickerson's going to go air it out to the left. Forehand, slide it back in. It's the safer play. And he'll be circle's edge. Bryan Gort's going to go high right. This shot was easier years ago before these trees grew up. Now you got to go dangerously high or hit them. Josh Easterling is going to try the same thing, it looks like. He gets it up there and out there, maybe a little far right. But there's a slope there to play towards the basket that it can slide right to it. We'll see where he ended up. Austin Couch, I've seen him throw this one 100 times. And that should be money. Caught a late tree. Still good. Bryan Gort with a tricky upshot with a downhill green. He plays it safe. Slides it up there. That green falls off decent. See if he can clean up his par. Nope. A little bit short. Circle's edge for Chris Dickerson for his bird. Looks like the wind's picking up. This is not an easy green in the wind. And he missed it left side the same way the wind was blowing. Austin, great bird, even with his tree touch. Josh's was perfect, tap in bird. Gort with an unfortunate bogey. Chris tapping in for par. Hole 11 is the hardest hole probably on the course. 580, first 300 are out of the woods, the second 300 about are in the woods with some technical turns, drop off green. First shot is all placement. A lot of these guys forehanded into that little slope, and you can't do it much better than that. Ooh, that was long. He'll still be fine. But that line right there, he's a little bit right. He's not going to like that. The further you go, the more you pay for your mistakes on this first shot. Chris goes putter, and perfect. Bryan Gort looks like he might be rolling it. Yep. That's a great angle. Should finish nicely. Austin. The danger of being tight right. Chris dead center. It's the only way to play this hole. Looks like he's gonna be circle's edge on the green. Sawed it off a little bit. Josh Easterling coming out of the left woods, where he got a little unfortunate on a great drive. Pops a forehand and ends up in the ditch, but should be able to save his par, no problem. Austin's third shot, and that's just a tough spot. He's gonna be happy with a bogey from there. Bryan back down into the fairway. Austin's still tricky. Turnover shot to a dangerous green. Hangs out a little wide and then back in the ditch. It's a drop off behind that basket. I don't know if Bryan wants to run this or lay it up. And lays it up nicely. It's a scary green. Josh Easterling for his approach. Nice. Austin would love to drain this, and he does. Saved a bogey. That was really a great bogey from how his hole started. Chris Dickerson, great bird. Circle's edge. Josh Easterling tapping in for his par. Par's great on this hole. And Bryan as well. Hole 12 is pretty straightforward, short uphill that we've affectionately dubbed Medusa because of the sprawling tree right there in front of the basket. So you've got to leave it on the outside right or you will get hamstrung by Medusa. Chris Dickerson, probably a putter with this guy. Just going to smooth it up there on a hyzer, and that should be perfect. Maybe, nope, parked. Josh Easterling. And there's the danger on this hole. It's kind of a tight gap right off the tee, but as soon as you hit the gap, it should be pretty straightforward. Bryan Gort, that looks perfect. Good skip will put him in. No. Parked. Austin Couch. Just a little right hand, backhand, mid-range. A little higher and lefter than he wanted. Might get some Medusa action there. Josh Easterling on his approach. And he gets to mess with Medusa. He's going to go around her. Oh, great putt. Great save. Austin Couch ended up safe and low. Arg. Chris Dickerson for a short bird. Gort for an even shorter bird. And Austin's going to tap in. 13 is a short forehand hole. Finishes a little bit downhill to the right. I like to throw it backhand, but most people throw forehand here. 260 feet, par 3. Chris Dickerson, should be pretty straightforward for him. How he gets there forehand with a putter, I don't know. But he does. Right around the tree, just past the basket. Great shot. Bryan Gort, there we go. There's a backhand on this hole. See if he can smooth it over. Oh, that wasn't smooth. He'll have a tough recovery from there. Josh Easterling, forehand. All you gotta do is get around that last tree on the right. He sawed it off. He's gonna be in the woods to the right. Oh, that finished. It got through the woods and got down there somehow. Austin Couch, a little bit early, a little bit right, and didn't sneak through, but we'll have a putt. Bryan Gort's got a tough second shot here. A little bit higher, and he might have been parked, but he still circles edge. Josh Easterling, trying to get out of where he flared deep into the woods with a roller, and not bad. Just outside the circle. 45 footer. Nice gentle downhill step putt. Austin is going to expect to make this. Ooh, barely missed right side. Gort trying to clean up his par. No such luck. He's got a little left work left for bogey. Dickerson, great bird. It's a good save of his bogue. Josh Easterling. Nice. And Austin cleaning up his par. Hole 14 is our island hole. 180 feet downhill. You got to make the island or you got to go to the drop zone. So this is a touchy little shot that is really not easy to leave on the green. Soft little floaty putter for Dickerson. Asking it to get down. It's perfect. Austin Couch. Same shot. Hangs out a little bit right, but keeps it on the island barely. Bryan Gort. No, he used something stable. Little S-curve. Put Anheuser on it, right under the basket. Forehand for Josh Easterling. This is a good play. And a perfect shot. They made that look very easy. Austin with the longest putt, only about 25 feet for his birdie. Tap in for Josh for his bird. Chris for his bird. And Gort sets it in there for his birdie. Hole 15 from the back pin location is a long right hand curving swooping shot that has a little bit of trees for tunnel. It's only 285, but I swear it plays 325. Chris Dickerson. Looks like he's finally going to throw a driver maybe. A little high. And outside the circle. Austin Couch puts a fairway, it looks like, up high. That should be great. Just past the basket. Slid to circle's edge maybe. Bryan Gort also maybe early, maybe inside. Yep. You gotta hang it out to the right. right there. That should skip up perfect. Oh, he got robbed by something on the ground. 45 footer with plenty of trees in the way. I'll have to tap in for his par. Just inside circle's edge for Austin. He's a better putter than that. He's not going to be happy with that par. Birdie for Chris Dickerson. Bryan not happy with his par. Austin taps in, and Josh drops in. Hole 16 has a Mando to the left of that first tree with a tilted tree on the left, creek on the left, OB. Only 195 feet, but you got to make the gap. Sometimes the gap is enough to just mess you up. And that's a good shot. Stay up and go in. Oh, great shot by Austin Couch. Bryan Gort going left hand over stable S-curve and almost curls up in the basket. Good shot. Josh Easterling. Well, that's common for folks to not want to mess with the trees and leave it out to the right. He'll have a 40-footer at the creek. Josh Easterling for his bird. Oh, just misses right side. Bryan Gort, only about 22 feet. Nice bird. Chris Dickerson right there for his birdie. Josh cleans up his par. And Austin with a nice little tap in for bird. It's a great shot. 17 is 90 degree to the left, 250 uphill. You cannot throw it level. You have to throw it up in the air to get it to the basket. So these guys will be throwing up in the canopy, trying to let it fade in. Probably putters for all of them. That's where you want to be. And let it drift. Chris Dickerson. Can't do much better than that. Parked. Austin Couch. Puts it up there. Looks just right. A little bit short left, but circle's edge. Bryan Gort. Looks a little sawed off. Little inside. And he gets an unlucky roll away all the way back to the bottom of the hill. Josh Easterling. All of them went backhand. Good height. Looks inside as well. Yep. And he rolls to the bottom of the hill as well. That's the catch-all for anything short and left. Forehand approach. That's all he was really looking for from there. Bryan might try to run this. The safety of the sloped green behind it. Not quite. Circle edge for Austin. Short again. 3 or 4 of those from him this round. Tap in birdie for Chris Dickerson. Gort for his par. Josh for his par. And Austin taps in for par. 18 is a tricky drive. If you're not going to throw a roller, then it's a putter to the green spot there in the middle of the woods. Then it's a nice 350 uphill to the basket. It's pretty wide open, but it depends on where you leave your first shot. Chris looks like he's going roller. It's really set up perfect for a roller here, as long as you don't hit any trees. But the shape of the hole right here is perfect for backhand roller. It's a little shallow. Just a little forehand placement shot from Austin. He got unlucky and stuck up in the dirt short. That should have flared out into the middle. Bryan Gort, he knows There you go. That's all you do. Just give yourself a good second shot. Let's see what Josh has got. Backhand much earlier than he wanted. And he's not going to like this second shot. Now, cut rolls into the woods on the right, and he's got more trouble. Austin Couch should be able to do pretty well with this forehand. Ooh, unless he leaves it high right. Bryan Gort, great tee shot, plenty of room. And that tree was unnecessarily in play, but he found it. Josh Easterling for recovery number 2. And he's out. He'll be happy to be out of the woods. Chris Dickerson recovering from his roller, throws a forehand roller. Austin Couch, big up shot, about 3 left. Good shot. Josh Easterling, happy to be in the open. Gives it a nice run. Way too high for that green. It's a windy green. Half run, half approach from Chris. Parked. Bryan Gort to try to salvage. Josh Easterling from 40 feet trying to step it in. Leaves it out to the right. See if Bryan can clean up his hole. Par. He'll be happy with that. Scrambling. Josh Easterling has got to be frustrated. That wind just picked him up into the band, and he gets the pleasure of a rollaway just about to where he started from with that 40-foot step, which he lips out again. Good par from Chris. Nice par from Austin. He's going to want to shake that one off.